Yarny friends. Welcome today to Fancy Fiber Forum, where we love fancy fiber here. For those of you who might be new and don't know, my name is Donna. This is my sidekick, Goober. He's actually my son's dog, but we're pretty good friends. He's a good boy. Here he comes. I know, he's such a good boy. I know. He's such a good boy. He's such a good boy. Aren't you? I know. Daddy was here and he had to go take a neighbor to Walmart because her truck broke down a couple weeks ago. She just moved in. This is November 3rd. She moved in, I think, the first part of October. And now she's without a vehicle. So the timing kind of stinks for her. So I've been keeping her in my prayers. But she and my son Sam have really kind of hit it off. And so he has offered to help her whenever he's available with rides. Right? Yeah, I know you wanted to go. I know you wanted to go, but you couldn't go. He had to go without you. I know. It's okay. Anyway, welcome. I hope this is finding you all doing well and enjoying your crafting. If you're a crafter or a maker like I am, this channel is all about yarn, knitting, and crochet. And lately it's been more knitting than crochet because I just have fallen in love with the craft of knitting. And I spend every moment I can doing that. So today I just kind of wanted to share with you what I'm working on and an acquisition that I think might be my new favorite knitting needle for making socks anyway. So I was going to share that. But anyway, thank you for joining me today. I'm glad that you're here. And I thought I would take the opportunity while my son is gone to shoot a little video and catch y'all up on things going on here. So if you've watched my videos before, you know that I've been knitting a lot of socks lately. And I have several that I need to make before Christmas, including one pair for my son because his birthday is 2 weeks from today. So I thought, I don't have anything else that I want to gift him, so why not make him a pair of socks? So I decided I would try for the first time to knit the vanilla bean socks from Crazy Sock Lady. And I'm going to show you a picture of her pattern. You can get this on Ravelry. It's a paid pattern. Vanilla bean socks. I think she came up with this pattern just this year. But it's a very easy pattern. I really don't want to give it away because I don't think that would be ethical, would it? Anyway, so I have started those socks. I hope my son doesn't watch this. And I am on my, I think I just finished my second repeat of the pattern for the leg of the sock. So I did a 20 round cuff. And there's one boo-boo in the cuff, but I don't think he'll notice it. And then I'm going to do 60 rounds for the leg. And I think I'm going to do a heel flap and gusset. I don't know that I want to try a shadow wrap heel again. I don't know that I want to. I've done it twice now, and I still have a lot of learning to do. So I may just do a heel flap and gusset. I think that would be better for him anyway. It's a little more substantial. So while I've got this in my hand, I am going to share with you my new favorite knitting needles, which are the Knit Pro Zing 10-inch circular asymmetrical knitting needles. This is a 2.25 millimeter needle, and it's 10 inches, which means one needle is a little longer than the other. Now, this is my second experience with a set that's like this. I think the other set is a 10-inch Chow-Gu, if I'm not mistaken. It might be a Chow-Gu. But I don't like it for socks, and here's why. Because one of the needles, and I think it's the left needle, which is the shorter of the two, is blunt. It's much blunter than the right working needle, which is the needle you usually use to work your stitches. It's much blunter. So I tried it on a sock, and what I was discovering was when I was doing the heel flap and you're working back and forth, that shorter needle to me wasn't pointed enough to make it easy for me to work those stitches. I prefer a more pointed needle. On these Zing needles, these are equally pointed. Now, here's another note on the Zing needles. I ordered another set of 9-inch circular Zing needles, and I didn't care for them, and here's why. The tips were not pointed, they were squared off. They were virtually flat on the top. So for me, it made grabbing or going into those stitches a little bit more challenging. Not impossible. And maybe some people who prefer a more blunt needle would like those, but I didn't care for it. I don't know what kind of yarn would be good for that sort of needle. If any of you have any experience with the 9-inch Zing, just the regular Zing 9-inch circular, if any of you have any experience with that, tell me why it has a flattened tip. I don't understand why that is. I don't care for it. These are both equally pointed, and before I pulled the trigger on buying these, I looked very closely at the pictures, and it looked like they were both pointed. So I went ahead and got them. I have since purchased a 2 millimeter and a 2.5 millimeter from the same seller. I've purchased from her many times before. Her shop is called Handsome Fibers. I highly recommend her. I think it's a her. I know there's a stink bug in here that he's trying to get. But she has great stuff on her shop, and she runs sales all the time. Anyway, I really like this 10-inch circular. They're very lightweight, so I'm guessing they're aluminum. The tips are fine for me. And because this working needle is a little longer than your regular 9-inch circular, it makes it much more comfortable. Not that I mind a 9-inch circular. I don't have any problem using a 9-inch circular. But with the longer right-hand needle, it does make it more comfortable. So I've just been working on this sock with this needle, and I'm really, really, really enjoying it. I don't know whether the long right needle is going to be an issue when it comes to doing the heel. I don't know. If any of you have any experience, let me know. Because if I have to, I can move everything onto a magic loop setup and do my heel that way, and then put it back on here for the foot. Of course, then I'm going to have to put it back either on magic loop or DPNs for the toe, which is no big deal. But I can stitch so much faster with a 9-inch circular than I can a magic loop. So that's why this is my preferred method for sure. But if any of you have any experience with this particular 10-inch needle and doing a heel, let me know. I got a long ways to go before I make that decision. But I may end up transferring it. No, I may end up transferring my work to the magic loop. I probably will. Because I want to work quickly. I got to work quickly. Because I have to have both these done in 2 weeks. As for yarn, this is a Knit Picks yarn. I believe it's Knit Picks. Oh, there's the stink bug. I wish he could get it because I don't want a stink bug in the house. It's Knit Picks. I keep wanting to say it's Stroll, but it's not Stroll. What's the other common sock yarn? Anyway, and I don't know the color because the ball band's downstairs, but it's a tonal or two-tone brown. So I think he'll really like it. I considered trying helical knitting, but I need to get this done fast. And I don't want to try something I haven't done before and have it messed up. And then he doesn't get his socks for his birthday. So I'm really liking it so far. I don't know if you can see the texture. It's going to be really neat. I think he'll really like it. And I cast on 72. The last socks I made him, I cast on 72. And I think I did the leg in a 2.5 or a 2.75. And they were, I think he said that those were a little loose. So I'm doing 2.25 for the entire sock. So I'm hoping there will be enough negative ease for him to find these very comfortable. So I'm working on that when he's not here. And then, I don't remember if I mentioned this in my last video or not, but a lady that he works with, her birthday was Halloween. So this past Friday. And he asked if I would first he asked if I would make her a shawl. And he asked me, I think on Wednesday. And I said, I can't make a shawl in 2 days. Who can make a shawl in 2 days? Knit or crochet? I don't think so. And I started to think about all the shawls that I have that I take to market. I don't think I have anything in blue because he requested blue. That's her favorite color, dark blue. So I said, at that time I was working on the cowl that I showed on here in my last video. I can't think for the life of me now what the name of the cowl is. Oh gosh, it's the name of a flower, I think, or a plant. I can't think of the name of it. I'll put it here. But I had been working on that and it's fairly easy. So I thought I'll just start another one. That one I don't have to have finished by any certain date. So I'll put that one aside and I'll start one. And I got pretty far on that one in 3 days. So I started like on Thursday and I thought I've got the whole weekend. Maybe I can finish it by Monday so he can take it to work today and give it to her. Well, it wasn't done. I still have, I think, 30 rounds left to go. But here is my progress so far. And you guys, believe it or not, I was probably 20 rounds in before I realized that I had twisted it. So it's a twisted cowl, which is fine. It'll still work. but here's where I started. And he said she likes dark blue. So when I started this, I couldn't find, I knew I had a cake of dark blue, but I couldn't find it. Well, I eventually found it. So I dropped the white. I was holding 2 fingering weights double for the beginning of it. And then I dropped the white strand and just did the blue variegated, this one with this one. The lighting's not good, I know. That's like a navy blue. And that's variegated lights and dark blues. So the 2 of them together, I think, are turning out really pretty. And it'll be twisted, but it'll still work. It'll still do what it's supposed to do. But I do have probably 30 rounds left to go before I can bind off and block it. So I'm excited about that. Also, it was supposed to be 180 cast on stitches. I ran out, so I didn't estimate my tail length well enough, so I stopped at 160. 20 stitches shouldn't make that much of a difference. It'll just fit her a little bit closer and may only wrap around her once instead of twice. That's okay. But there's the purl side. So provided there's no errors on the purl side, she could wear this either way. It's completely reversible, I think, if you don't mind wearing the purl side out. So I'll be working on that when my son is home, and then when he's away, I'm going to work on that sock because the birthday's already passed. She'll eventually get it. Hopefully by the end of this week, I can have this finished. I should have. But isn't that pretty? I think that is so, that's really, really pretty. And this yarn is a Yarn Bee yarn from Hobby Lobby that I bought on their clearance 3 years ago. So both of these, they were like less than $4 a piece. So I don't have a lot in this gift, but it's still nice yarn. It's 100% superwash merino. It feels really, really nice. And it smells like wool. So I've got that going on. I wanted to share with you the needles that I'm really liking. And I think that's all I wanted to talk about today. I do kind of recommend that vanilla bean sock. Like I said, it's very simple. I'll just tell you, it's 2 rounds of stockinette. So 2 rounds of knit, and then 2 rounds of knit purl. Knit purl, knit purl, knit purl. That's all it is. That's all it is. Oh, I did have crochet group yesterday, and we had a new lady show up. We had another gal that hadn't been there in a while. She showed up, so there were 6 of us. Of course, that 6th was Jeanette's mother, who just sits and visits. But, my friend Jeanette and her mom were there. And then Sherry, who tries to be there every time we meet. And then a new gal and a returning member that hadn't been there in a while. So that was a nice crochet group. And I sat and worked on the cowl while I was there. And it was a nice time. The time just flies. 2 hours, it just flies. So I think that's about all I have to share today. Thank you again for joining me. I hope you have a great rest of your week. If you're watching this today, which is Monday, if I didn't say already, November 3rd. It's getting chilly here in West Central Missouri. Today actually was a little bit warmer. It got up to 66 today. And I sat outside to knit for a while, and then a honeybee came to visit, and I decided it was time to go in. He was just a little too close for me. So with all that done, I don't think there's anything more to share. I'll go ahead and sign off for now. Thank you again for joining me. Take care. God bless each and every one of you that are watching today. And remember, God loves you. I love you. And we'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye.